is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
It's Friday evening in the Pacific, or if you are in California or the Pacific region, it is exactly 9 p.m. on a Friday. But obviously, most of you who are following us, you know that I am currently in Manila, Philippines, the beautiful country of the Philippines. And finally, freedom! I'm out of quarantine. Those people who were following us, you know that I am out of quarantine as of Saturday. And magandang tanghali po sa inyong lahat, people watching us here in the Philippines. It is Saturday, and it's 1 p.m. on a very beautiful Saturday. And those people watching us in different parts of the world, depending on where you are, magandang tanghali, magandang umaga, at magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. This is exciting time. Firstly, there's so many things going on. I call it being incarcerated for quite a number of days and being out. I will call it freedom. And there's so many things happening in the country, and we'll touch most of those. As far as protocol is concerned, please do follow safety protocol, because a lot of people are getting sick. We have so many friends that are out because they are really getting sick, and because of the Omicron. And there's also the school of thought that the Omicron is the sign of the beginning of the end of the pandemic. So let's keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully that would be the real thing and the real deal. Currently, I'm in Ortigas, so I'm staying at one of my one of my friend's condo. Temporarily. Also, live na live po tayo ngayon. If you are watching us, we're live na live on Facebook page on PHLV Radio. We're also live na live din po kami sa PHLV Radio YouTube page or YouTube channel. So if you have not subscribed, please do like, share, and subscribe. And also, we're live also on Alexa. If you have Alexa, the gadget, you could just say play PHLV Radio. At the same time, we are also available on Amazon Fire TV, and we are located at PHLV TV channel. Now, those people who are not cannot view us right now. That's a podcast. We're available in different podcasts, and that is Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, as well as iHeartRadio and Spotify. And a lot of people are asking us, what if we miss the show or any shows of PHLV Radio? That is so easy to do. What you need to do is just go to the YouTube channel. There's a playlist already. Just type in PHLV Radio, or you could always easily go to our PHLV Radio website page, which is www.phlvradio.com. That being said, this is an exciting times, because since I was out and about since Saturday, I was going around Manila and especially the Quezon City area, and there's this gem of a place, and we were gonna cover that because, as you know, sa Alam Mo Ba with Josh Anowit, our deal is to showcase different businesses, different celebrities, different businesses, as well as products and services. So at least we are aware, especially people abroad, Filipinos abroad. And of course, we have families also in the Philippines. So at least we know what's going on, not only in that different parts of the world, but also especially in our homeland, the Philippines. And that being said, maraming salamat po for watching. Si Josephine Castillo is watching from Katipunan. Sarah Recto, hello po sa inyong lahat. Hello, Syra Recto. Jem Yu is watching from California. I believe it's Carson, California. So maraming salamat for tuning in. So this is exciting because, as you know, there's so many restaurants in the Philippines. Marami pong mga restaurants na nagsulputan. And I think some people who were traveling prior to pandemic, you know about the Maginhawa Street, you know about, of course, BGC or Bonifacio Global City. And most of the places are either in Makati or in Green Hills, or very few na talagang makikita nyo talaga na parang kompleto siya. It's a complete way of doing business. Most of the people are telling us in the past that it's either the food's good, but the ambience is not as great. Or reverse naman, masarap po yung ambience, pero hindi naman po masarap yung food. So I venture into these people. I'll tell you in a bit, pero before we go on, let's hello to Edmel. Hello, greetings to everyone. Sabi ni Edmel. I think Edmel is in Kansas City. Oh, Carmi Santos Ong is saying, hi, Kuya Josh and Wit. And she's watching from Kansas City. And Catherine Cruz. Catherine Cruz is the wife of the former Consul General of Los Angeles, Adelio Cruz. And she's watching from Los Angeles, California. Desi Santos is watching as well. Hello, Desi. And Bacoor po, sabi ni Syra Recto, watching from Bacoor, Cavite. Syra, you need to watch this show because this is really very timely for people living here in the Philippines. Alexander Francis is watching too. Sabi niya, ingat po kayong lahat diyan, mga kababayan, sabi ni Syra Recto. Okay, before we continue with all the greetings, marami pong nanonood, maraming salamat po. Eto na, ipapalabas namin, we did a video, or I did a video yesterday, so fresh na fresh off the oven, yung itsura po ng the name of the business, it's Mother Ignacia ang location niya. It's 72 Mother Ignacia in Quezon City. Tapos, the name po of the place is Serendipity PH. A lot of you will be asking, is that the same Serendipity restaurant located in New York? No. Okay, klaro po. It is not a franchise of Serendipity in New York, but rather it is a Serendipity PH. PH means Philippines. Yan po yung itsura niya. It's a house converted into a restaurant. Okay? It's a fine dining restaurant po. Hindi po siya turo-turo, but it is, and we'll show you some parts of the food as well as the menu, as well as their specialism promo. So they cater to all celebration occasions, birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, and for people in the States, it's going to be quinceañeras or the 15th birthday or debut as well, and graduation. So especially now, the Valentine February 14 is fast approaching. So this is a good place for you guys to reserve. And the beautiful thing about this and the unique thing about this particular restaurant, incidentally, Serendipity PH will eventually be named as House of Ignacia simply because it's located in Ignacia. Okay, then as you enter, let's continue with the video. As you enter po, yan, okay, then we'll show you that. Okay, these are the rooms. They have different rooms. The good thing about this restaurant, it's not your typical restaurant na parang when you go in there, nakita mo na lahat, the whole place, including the kitchen. This one is unique because it has its own beautiful, artistic, conceptualized room. What you're seeing right now on your screen is what they call a secret room. Secret room because it has a private door. Okay, then as you get out of this secret room, then you get into other 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms po. Okay, now, and of course, there's a restroom to your right, and it's really well conceptualized, and it's really, really unique. And what you're seeing right now is they call it the citrine room kasi yellow siya. Okay, and then of course it has a setting, it's very rustic, and of course it's air conditioned, and it's very intimate. So people who are having meetings, this is what you would see. And of course, there's a server that's always on standby for any of your orders or your needs. Okay, and then it has a mural there. And then as you get out of the sit-room room, and there's a hardwood ladder on the way down. Everything that you see is hardwood po, which is so amazing. Now, what you're seeing is very interesting. They call it the proposal room because this is a lot of times what is happening. People are booking this room to propose. So I guess the owners decided, okay, let's call it a proposal room. So it's very, very Instagrammable. And it's so unique that you could do your, especially the guys would normally book this for that special event. Now, this now is the emerald room for obvious reason. It's color, it's in green in color. So, and of course, the beautiful thing about this was decorated in such a fashion where it utilizes mga Pinoy products. If you look at that lampshade, that is what you use to catch fish. If you're visiting the outskirt or the provincia, okay, then of course look at the lampshade. It's inverted and it's a lamppost. Now you could see that there's a stairway going to the other main dining room. Okay, this one is the second floor main dining room. Again, it's the good thing about this is all the tables can be put together separately, or it could be moved from one location to another. So it's very functional. So for example, if you would have a bigger group than what it is, then the good thing is the servers or the waiters can put it together to make it one big table where all you could hang out and exchange pleasantries. Now, a lot of times too, because of the pandemic, there's a section wherein it's the alfresco, wherein those windows can be opened up. Now, looking into the second floor, this is what you're gonna look at or what you're gonna see, and then we're gonna go down to the second floor later. Now, we will show you because I know a lot of people. Well, ang bilis naman ng video. What we're gonna do is we're gonna show you some pictures of the specific room, okay? And let's show some video, some picture. This is the proposal room that you saw earlier, and wala pong. Of course, you could reserve this. It's good between 2 to 4 people or packs they call, and everything is consumable, and everything will be explained to you in a bit where you could reserve this room and the number you need to call, and of course the website that you could check into, and the Facebook, and as well as the Instagram. The next one we're going to discuss is the citrium room, which you saw that there's a mural there. All the rooms are air conditioned, which is good. And because of the pandemic, they want fresh air. So there's an al fresco on the second floor as well as the ground floor. And the third room that we're going to discuss is the emerald room, which is good for 6 to 8 people max. But of course, again, it could be adjusted. The beautiful thing about this, if you look closer at the table, this is the old door that was converted into a table. So everything was unique, conceptually designed. So that alone, it's already a sight to see. Sabi nga nila, it's a visual feast, meaning nakikita mo talaga yung ganda. And the same thing, it's very indigenous ang ginamit, hindi gumamit ng mga imported materials, but everything is locally sourced from different parts of the Philippines. Okay, before we continue, let's say hello to more people watching. Maraming salamat po. Si Juliet Marcos is watching from Laguna. Eto, nahirapan tayo. No? Catalan. Okay na concept. Sabi ni Antanasius Francis Catalan. Maraming salamat. I hope I didn't murder your name. Si Jay Soto. Hello, Jay. Is watching from, I think, Batasan. And then Juliet Marcos saying why. Wow. McCoy, Marcos, and Trudicho. All the Marcoses are here. I wonder if there's any relation with Bongbong Marcos. And I know McCoy, Marcos, and Trudicho is watching from Banay, Laguna. Oh, Edno said, good place for a romantic dinner. And that's so true. Not only a romantic dinner, but it's good for private dinner. It's good for other occasions that you might have, or any special occasion that the family or your loved ones that you just want to have a very unique, very different, and it's very, the atmosphere is one. It's so much different from what we're used to. Okay, now that we talk about the different rooms, so that's the unique thing. If you ask me, when I look at it, the most important thing that I notice is you have, and of course, it's a very quaint, quiet, out of the box type of restaurant, because we're so used in a restaurant that looks like a warehouse, that all the tables, minsan you, as much as you want to have your distance, you could really hear the other tables conversation. Sabi nga nila in the parlance of Filipinos, parang nakakamarites ka na lang kasi nalalaman ng mga chismis ng neighbor mo. In this particular restaurant, because it's uniquely designed, not only you have your privacy, but it was designed in such a fashion that you have your own, not only individual rooms if that's what you like, but also you have your own space wherein whatever conversation you have would not be heard across the other table. At the same time, like a lot of the customers that I've seen, they really like not only the ambience, but they like the fact that they could do all the nicks and corners of the restaurant. It's very Instagrammable, and a lot of times they're doing TikToks and doing Facebook. And by that, maraming salamat, because in that little gesture, napopromote nyo yung Serendipity PH, which soon to be known as House of IGNACIA. Okay, a lot of times too, people are asking us, okay, nakita namin yung ambience, ang sarap, ang ganda. What about the food? Like what we mentioned earlier, a lot of times, maganda yung ambience, but the food is much to be desired. This particular one, the owners decided they want to combine, to fuse the two entities para meron siyang marriage. Not only maganda yung lugar, but masarap din at very appetizing, curated yung mga menus niya. So what they do, which is so unique, is unlike in the other restaurants, meron ka lang set menu. This one, meron kang set menu. At the same time, you could order a la carte. And sample of this would be, let's show the menu itself. Para walang, yun. So of course, when any fine dining or any restaurant, the menu upscale, you always start with the appetizer. And so there's a salmon, and there's of course scallops, and then there's a serendipity chicken. So you start with any of those three. And the good thing about this particular restaurant, they change their menu, meaning hindi siya stock. Like unlike if you go to other restaurants, parang kung chicken lang, and the change does not happen. In this particular one, it's either quarterly or every 6 months. So at least hindi magsawa yung regular customers nila, which is, I think it's very admirable and very appreciative ng mga regular customers. So from the appetizer, some people will go for soup. So for soup, they have, of course, the mushroom soup, the New England clam chowder, which is very, very popular, especially for Filipinos abroad. And then, of course, they have the squash soup, which is very healthy and very flavorful. And, of course, the fresh onion soup. That is a must try. Kasi hindi katulad sa nakikita natin sa mga restaurants, especially if you are well-traveled, iba yung konsepto ni chef. Then the chef was doing it in such a fashion na iba yung dating niya. That alone, pwede nang sabi nga nung ibang customer I spoke with, parang sa sobrang ganda ng playing, parang ayaw mo na siyang kainin. You just want to take a picture and not touch it. But once you touch from the appetizer to the soup itself, it's already an amazing experience. It's amazing dining experience. Okay, let's go to the next one will be the entree. The entree is exciting. Okay, the entree is you have either the baked Atlantic salmon, the ossobuco, and the chicken flambe, or the baked tiger prawn. This you have to kind of understand, kasi a lot of times yung tiger prawn po nila dito sa restaurant to, almost size na ng, ang laki niya talaga. It's really those jumbo shrimp. So they call it prawn because super laki na niya. Parang sabi ko nga baby lobster na siya. Okay? Tapos of course yung osobuco is very very popular. Osobuco is very very popular for Filipinos abroad. So it caters not only to the Filipino palate but also in my mind it's a fusion of different Italian, French, and of course a dash of Philippine. What is good with the chef, and her name is Chef Yana and some other chef that I encountered, they try to make it wherein it's a fusion of different flavors that burst as you partake of the food. It bursts, those flavorful taste just bursts into your mouth and just gives you that amazing experience. Okay, of course, since you have the entree, a lot of people when they go, they bring their kids or bring prior to pandemic or the alert tree here in the Philippines, meron din silang pizza. So of course, if you are living into pizza, this is one of those that you need to try. I personally tried the spinach and cheese pizza, and I'm telling you, ang sarap niya talaga. I'm very, very happy with this particular one. And it was highly recommended when I went there. It was highly recommended by the chef that to try this spinach and cheese pizza. And it's very good. And of course, you have the pepperoni, which is typical in any pizza flavor. And of course, there's a chicken barbecue pizza and a seafood mushroom pizza itself. So I would try, if I were you, just try samples of all this, and maybe when you come back, you try one piece. And these are all hand toasted, meaning hindi po siya galing sa yung frozen na nakikita natin, like when you go to other places na yung dough niya. This is already this is being handmade sa kitchen nitong Serendipity PH. Okay, aside from pizza, of course, a lot of people, like what I mentioned earlier, there's a flair of Italian. So there's also the pasta, which is big for the pasta eater. So let's show the menu for they have for pastas. Oh, it's not loading para. So we'll wait. Again, those that we have shown you so far, they changed po, meaning if you went there, say, this month, maybe in January, February, you'll see a different variation of the menu para hindi rin masawa yung mga tao. Because if we continue, for example, if you go to a certain place and they only serve, say, fried chicken, if you take fried chicken all the time, it will become their signature food. Pero aside from that, minsan parang it loses its appeal and simply because parang pare-pareho na. There's a monotonous way of parang yung behavior na nagiging pare-pareho na. Okay? While we're waiting, Sherwin Marcos, another Marcos in our midst here. Sherwin Marcos, I know, is watching from Poland. And then, of course, Josephine De La Torre is watching from Glendale, California. Hello, Josephine. Emma Consul, how Emma? And watching from Carson, California. Bah, dami niyo I'm so glad. Okay, this is the pasta. This is my all-time favorite. I'm so glad it made to the menu. Frutte de mare. Those people who are not too familiar, it's really a seafood pasta wherein it's a red based or red sauce, and it's just heavenly. Ito yung pinaka-paborito ko on all the pasta dishes. And then of course there's pasta a la serendipity, spinach pasta, and of course there's most people, they like the seafood pesto pasta, and then chicken alfredo, which is big also for the culture, for the Filipino culture, and then some other pastas. Again, these pastas, they retain and they change, and of course whatever is not there in the menu, the good thing is that there's an in-house chef, and they could whip up something that is off the menu, and they call it the chef special. Now, a lot of people, especially here, they are especially people who are traveling or visiting the Philippines, they're really big in steak. So this particular restaurant, they do have the Serendipity steaks, which is very reasonable. It's Australian T-bone steak, and it sells for 999 pesos. So technically it's $20. And there's an Australian seasoned rib eye steak for 825. And with that, of course, unlike in other restaurants, you pay for different sides. This one, the sides are part of the deal. You could do the mashed potato and salad, or the sweet potato and salad. So it's part of what you paid for. So hindi na siya yung plus plus. So if you go to any steakhouses, a lot of times they charge you extra for, say, the mashed potato and the salad or the sweet potato. It's a plus plus. So your bill becomes kind of bloated because yung mga pluses. In this particular restaurant, everything is parang all-in na siya with their price. Of course, you have to pay your service charge, and which is typical in all restaurants, as well as you pay for your, there's a VAT that they charge because that's a government thing. Now that we talk about that, the good thing also is some people would go to that restaurant and say, we cannot make a decision. We don't know what really to order. We're not too familiar with some of the food. We're not very adventuresome. We are just too afraid to order, and it might not taste very good for their palate. So what this particular restaurant did, with the help of the chef and of course the owners, what they did is they came up with a set menu. So that is Serendipity menu. There's two of them. There's Serendipity and a Phoenix. Okay, and then with the Serendipity, it comes with a glass of wine, or you could have the iced tea. Of course, it's a complete meal because it's like what I said earlier. It's a set. So you start with the appetizer, then the soup and the salad, and then to clean your palate, because if you are familiar with dining outside, and especially if it's fine dining, between meals you have to kind of clean your palate, and they give you the sorbet, or they call it sorbet, or in some people they call it sorbet, but it's sorbet. It's the kind of clean your palate para it doesn't, one dish would not be not contaminated, but it would not overpower the other dish. So you could really taste the if it's a meat product or it's a meat dish versus a chicken, you could really taste the flavor. Hindi siya naghalo-halo. Now we show you the Serendipity set menu. Now I'm gonna show you the other set menu, which is the Phoenix menu. So this one is with the salmon caviar, the butternut squash soup, and the caprese salad, sorbet again to clean your palate, and then of course the Atlantic salmon, and then it comes with the dessert. Both set menu, it comes with a dessert, either a chocolate cake or if whatever is available in the kitchen. Again, these are all prepared specially for you. It's not like put in a freezer and then they just heat it out. This is not that kind of restaurant, simply because they try to maintain that, firstly, the ambience, the amazing ambience, to the curated, crafted menu. And one thing with this particular restaurant too, the servers are all ready to serve you, to give you excellent, beyond or unparalleled customer service, and they do it with a smile. Sabi nga nila, if remember they said it's confidently beautiful with a heart. This one naman, confidently delicious with a big smile. Now, let's talk naman po yung mga details about the particular restaurants. Kasi a lot of times they would say, how many can be accommodated in the restaurant? Is there a limited number of people in the rooms? So we'll talk about that as well. And let me, can we show like for the capacity, as I've said, there's two floors there. The first floor would have the common dining, which can house or can occupy maximum of 12 people. And then the second floor, it could be 15 people, or it could be adjusted. Because the good thing with this particular location, everything can be adjusted or suited to the appeal of the client or the customers. And then, of course, what we didn't show earlier, there's a man cave. Um, a man cave was conceptualized parang yung kunyari yung mga they want to go a beer bath or they want to iinom, they want to do the hard liquor. That's normally, and it's really a man thing. So, and it's not really like, because it's a man cave and it's just a name that was concocted by the owners, but it kind of give them the kind of eliteness or exclusivity of the men to go to that particular room. And let's show the other rooms. Oh, then we talk about the citrus room, the yellow, kind of yellowish orange room. It could, the maximum capacity is 10 packs. And then of course the green room or the emerald room, it's 10 packs as well. The secret room, the one that has the door that separate every rooms, separate the particular room from the other rooms, it could occupy between 4 to 6 people. The proposal room, like what I said earlier in the earlier discussion, it could occupy maximum for 4 people. And then the alfresco, of course, for 4 people. And of course, this particular, what was inspiring for me, coming from being in quarantine, is the ability that meron fresh air, and that's what the management of the place did. So you could have either the air conditioned area or you could have the fresh air area, which is the alfresco. Also, being said also is this particular Serendipity PH or House of IGNACIA follows strict protocol, safety protocol, meaning you have to wear a mask if you're not eating, and then you have to show your vaccination card, whether you have your physical card or you could have it on your phone. You just all the servers. Oh, by the way, before you get in, even to order or anything, the first stop would be there's a section or part of the restaurant where they check your temperature and of course your vaccination card. And all the servers, including the chef and everybody that works in Serendipity or at Serendipity PH, they are all vaccinated, which is good. So at least that added protection. Hindi kayo kinakabahan na, yeah, you had fun, you had great food, it was great ambience, then you would be contaminated naman. So they really follow very strict safety protocol when you dine at this particular place. Now, people are texting me, do they have promos? Of course they have promos, and I asked that too. Before we go there, let me say hello to the other people watching us right now. Hold on, okay? Because there's adding more people watching us right now, and I would like to give them a shout out. Okay, and they are si Trish de Guzman Espinoza. Hi Trish, watching from, I think Sam is with you, and of course the beautiful children Maddie and Ian. We'll definitely go there after the pandemic. Thanks, Trish. Thanks to Guzman Espinoza, is the beautiful wife of Sam Espinoza. And then Emma said, pag uwi ko, kakain kami diyan. Definitely, most definitely, Emma. And just let me know and then we could arrange. So sabi pa ni Emma, that's so cute, sabi ni Emma Conso. Yummy, yummy. Nakakagutom na. Totoo. Si Cesar Ong is watching from Quezon City. Yum, 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 sabi niya. Thanks, guys. So the good thing is the owners. It's really a combination. It's the beautiful thing is, and one of these days because right now because of the pandemic they cannot really go and have a chit chat with me. So they promised that one of these days we'll have a tape interview on them because it's a group of entrepreneurs, business people, a physician, an actor, and basta marami. They're all established in their own fields, and they decided they open to have a business just like a restaurant because obviously the common denominator of all the owners, they love to eat good food and they want to eat it with excellent ambience. Okay, now let's go with some promos that this particular would offer at this point in time. Serendipity PH, and the byword they have is a different level of taste. Yun ang kanilang tagline. Parang kung ibang mga companies may mga tagline, sila naman, Serendipity PH, it's a different level of taste, meaning kakaiba. Itinataas ang level ng taste. So if you are a taste connoisseur, a food connoisseur, this is a place to try. And a lot of the foodies are coming in or trooping in next week because now that the pandemic, kasi yung pandemic talaga, it's really affected all the businesses around. So let's show some of the promos that they have right now that I was able to collect. They have this unlimited wine, you guys. It's unbelievable. For 500 pesos, 599 or say 600 na lang. From 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., you could have unlimited wine. They are so big in only wine. And these are all about the wines that they have. They're fabulous, fabulous wine. Some are French wine, some are Italian wine, and it's meticulously gathered by one of the owners who is a wine connoisseur. So it's unlimited. Imagine you could drink until your heart content for only 600 pesos or pesos. Okay, the other one, of course, kung merong wine, some people, especially the men, they're really not heavily on wine. Of course, they created a special promo sa mga barako at mga kalalakihan. They have the 2+1 promo draft beer. And the great thing about this is you buy 2 and you get 1 free. Okay? So, panalo, and it's draft beer. And they started this again most recently. So, not a lot of people would know this yet. But hopefully, through this show, people will be aware. So, if you are a wine aficionados, then of course they have unlimited wine. If you are a draft beer kind of guy, even a lady, then there's this promo, which we call it 2+1 promo. Okay, the other one now, other promo they have is Filipinos, especially, well, whether they're traveling or they're working from home, they're very big on coffee. They're coffee drinkers. And they came out with a Teh promo, which is 2+1 coffee. The good thing is it could be hot coffee or cold coffee or lattes. And you need to taste, they have this Spanish latte, which is so unbelievable. And I think that's one of the best that I've tasted. It's hard to describe, but it's kind of caramel. It's like caramel with an infusion of mocha, but it's too addicting. And by the time you've nakakadalawa, tatlo ka na, and di mo pala kung ano nawala yan. So you buy 2 for the price of 1. It could be hot coffee or cold coffee, and it comes with nuts, and they have finger foods that go with that. For the price of, I believe I just saw it, it's 169 pesos. Imagine, you could, if you go to another coffee place, 169 is just 1 cup. And normally it's watered down pa, yung coffee. This one is brewed, or it could be one of those specialized coffee. And of course, they would tell you that in detail once you visit. But not only you get coffee, but you also get a finger foods or nuts. Now, ito yung promo na laging binabalik-balikan. Or there's already a following because, and I'll show you that right now. This is the 6-course meal, 6-course meal from 11 a.m. until the kitchen closes at 9 p.m. Of course, the restaurant is open from 10 until 10:30, but technically, officially, it opens at 11 a.m. up to 10 p.m. And the kitchen, for now, because of the pandemic, they close at 10 p.m. But I was told that once the pandemic is done and over with, they're going to go back to, we call it regular programming or regular business hours. And of course, that will be announced. Now, the 6-course meal is only priced at 1,499 or say 1,500. And of course, those are the contact number. If you can, if it's from Tuesday to Sunday, because on Mondays they are closed. But this Monday closure is only temporary while it's pandemic. Okay, and of course, you could always call. You could always call the number that we will post in a bit, and it's 0927 836 7 something, and then I lose the screen. Oh, here. It's located at 72 Mother Ignacia Avenue in Quezon City. So it's very close to ABS-CBN as well as GMA 7. And the operating hours is from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Medyo nagka-error dyan. Okay, then for the menu, like what I was describing to you earlier, it's exceptional food in a sophisticated atmosphere, and you could choose between Serendipity set menu or the Phoenix set menu. But of course, you could also order a la carte. You just need to check the menu posting, which they post on their website anyways. Okay, the numbers to contact is mobile number 0927 836 7424, or you could go to their Facebook page at Serendipity PH. You could just research that. And then Instagram is _Serendipity PH. And I believe they told me eventually they're going to have a TikTok, a YouTube channel too. And I know that a lot of artistas or artists here locally are visiting them as we speak. So may mga sighting with ng mga artists dyan, both from different station or networks. And that being said, this is one place that I highly recommend, simply because not only it's a different level of taste, but definitely it's a sight to see. Sabi nga, busog ka na, ganda pa sa paningin. And that's normally hard to combine yung mga ganyang combination. It's again, Serendipity PH, which soon will be named House of Ignacia, a different level of taste. So para malaman nyo kung bakit different level of taste, parang may naiwan tayo kanina eh. I don't know, Johan, meron doon sa first tape na parang, kasi parang meron parang karuktong yung first tape, kasi parang as you go in, mag-open siya eh. But if we don't have that on hand, it's okay. Because it shows yung mga server and also the uniform and all that, and how yung kanilang appeal and their eagerness to serve and to give you exceptional customer service. Okay, let's show again. A lot of people say, saan na nga uli ito located? Okay. Teka muna. Tapos si Dion. Sabi niya, si Dion. Dion is, I think, watching from Davao. But he lives here in Quezon City. Cherry Aklan. Oh, Cherry Aklan is watching from Los Angeles, California. Sabi ni Mirna Pauling Sales, watching from Carson. Josh, lucky you. Nasa Philippines ka pala. In between, mention the name of restaurant and location para sa mga latecomers like me. Okay. Sige, ulitin natin yung part. A wonderful, fabulous restaurants. It's a gem. It's a hidden gem in Quezon City. They just started last year. It's a Serendipity PH, a different level of taste, and it's their tagline. It's located in Mother Ignacia, 72 Mother Ignacia. And Mirna, the good thing about this particular place, it's the ambience is amazing. Sabi nga, busog na busog yung mata mo sa ambience, pero minsan kasi hindi ka naman nabubusog sa food. This one is a combination. It's located, ayan, 72 Mother Ignacia Avenue, Quezon City, and operating hours from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. But this is going to change once the pandemic is over. And hopefully, we hope and pray, in general, the pandemic will be over soon. Kasi, ano na yan eh, masyadong overstaying na siya. And Mirna, if you want to watch the show, you could watch the repeat. Meron naman siyang repeat eh. A lot of people who are not able to watch us live or medyo nahuli because of the time difference, watching in different regions, in different time zone, you could always watch the replay. And see yan, our good friend Johan, who is the owner of PHLV Radio, is showing again the video for those people who were late. Yan, so yan as you enter. Ayan, yung sinasabi ko, ayan, bubuksan. And one of the service name is Jessica. Hello, Jessica. And this is where they put the alfresco for the first floor, and then Jessica just opened it. So very, very, ang ganda nung outfit nila. I mean, it's so cool. It's so pleasing to the eye. Yan, so, and look at the look. It's so cozy. It's well put together, and it gives you that homey yet sophisticated feel that you are away from home, yet you are in an environment wherein you would really enjoy the food. Okay, and that's yung may curtain, that's the man cave. Okay, and then of course we have a piano player who plays while you're eating, especially when you're dining at night. And oh, excuse the computer, I was working last night when I was doing that. So, and then if you go, you saw that stairway, it's going to the second floor. Okay, and then that is of course, that's the restroom. And that guy, the server is Rodel. I think that's Rodel. And that's how they look, for the male and female look. So he's saying, go up. So we're gonna go up. Yeah. Okay, and this is of course the to wash your hands and all that. It's a decor inside, and of course we're gonna show you. I didn't go into the bathroom itself, but it's already uniquely put together, so it's a sight to see as well. But maybe in the next time that we feature it, we'll show you. And of course, in every Filipino establishment, you'll see the Last Supper, which is very it's very iconic to any Filipino establishment. So these are all hardwood. These are all Nara. So this is so beautifully. The place itself is beautiful. Yeah. So you go up to the second floor, and then of course we'll play last time again, Johan. Let's play all the rooms. So that what you're looking now is the proposal room. As you go up, you see the proposal room. That's why I was telling you earlier. There's this private room because the proposal room it's sealed, it's closed, but you could see through it. So you could see, and of course there's a sliding door. Okay? And then this is the proposal room. Well, of course we just named it proposal room. It's so quaint. And ladies, they love this. Sabi nga nung mga kalalakihan, the guy said, sa kwarto pa lang napapasagot na nila yung mga kanilang ladies. Yeah, tapos ito yun, I was talking to you about the secret room. This is the secret room. Because it has a door and you cannot really be seen compared to the other rooms that people from the hallway can see you. This one is it's like an L-shaped room, and it's very, very private. And of course, you could book it. You just have to let us know when you do call for reservation. Yeah, and I believe they could do 6, and of course, there's a sofa there. It's amazing, and of course, there will be. So when you go out this private room or this particular, we call it secret room, and then of course, there's the restroom. Next time we'll cover the restroom because if you're eating, I don't want to kind of show you some of the things that it's well designed as well. So this is the sit-in room where you could there's a mural right there. And of course it's like what I said earlier, it's all properly ventilated, and of course there's everything is air conditioned if you don't want the fresh air. Okay, the next to that, okay, as you go out of that, of course, there's the stair again. And it's like what I said, it's a 2-story house that was converted to this wonderful, amazing hidden gem of a place. Okay, that's the proposal room we talked about earlier. Yeah, so, and it's really a big size room, and it's marvelously, and then of course there's the you could see the sunlight, especially it's an experience to see yung kanyang roof that's a glass, fiberglass, and you could see the rain if it's raining. And this is the emerald room because we call it the green room or emerald. And like what I said earlier, everything here is indigenous, meaning of Filipino product, because we really this particular, the owners really adhere to buy Pinoy, made Pinoy, and of course proud to be Pinoy. So you'll see some of the little things that they put together that is so enticing, kasi very creatively done, very handsomely done, or deliciously put together. And then this is the second main room, where if you don't want to be on the first floor, you could easily go here. And it's really private. And what I told you, you cannot eavesdrop really on your neighbor because it's ample size, and of course because of the pandemic, it's highly the owners maintain the 6 feet apart, and then there's the little alfresco as well, which could be open. These windows could be open, so it will really fresh air, aside from the one of the first layer or first level. Now, if you look at here, you could see the ground or the first floor of the place. So it's really a sight to see. And like what I said, it's 72 Mother IGNACIA, Quezon City. It's fronting a high school. I believe it's Mary Grace or Mary something. It's a Catholic school, and for the food, of course, we talk about in detail the food and the menu that they serve. And I welcome you, and not challenge, but I invite you to try their food, because every time you go, there's always a little surprise that you would not see from other establishment, because it was created, it was conceptualized, it was established because the owners just would like people to enjoy an excellent ambience, but also a delicious, beyond words, curated menus and food and dishes. And thus, you could have the unlimited wine, the draft beer, and then if you are not into those, there's the coffee promo that we mentioned and discussed earlier. And of course, the bestseller of all bestsellers is none other than 6-course dinner or meal, or 6-course meal for a price of 1,499 plus service fee, of course, and the typical service fee plus the VAT. And it's 11 to 9 p.m. It's 11 to 10 talaga. But then, like I said, they close Tuesdays to Sunday, and they close the kitchen at 9 p.m. Okay, before we continue, sabi ni, si Elena Lapid Salonga. Elena is the CEO and owner of Lapid Chicharon, based in USA. Hi, Elena. And I know she was supposed to be flying to Manila, but because of the level 3 of Omicron, so she decided to defer that. And I know, Elena, this is one place that I would highly recommend. And then Dion said, masarap ang food sa Serendipity PH. Definitely, Dion. I agree. Sabi ni Edwin Fortuno, delicious food, sulit the visit. Yeah, okay. Sabi pa ni Ena, hi Eleanor, thank you for watching. Thank you for plugging it. See, Eliza Gamelo is watching from, I know, Eliza is, I know she's in Canada, but I think she's watching from Vancouver. I think she's in Vancouver, not Toronto. And then, of course, sabi ni Carmi Santos, punta na tayo diyan. Yeah, for sure. Carmi Santos, for sure. It's open from 10 to 10. But of course, food is start being served at 11. And then, of course, the kitchen closes at 9. Si Cha Marcos is watching too. And of course, Carmelita. Oh, si Carmelita Ballesteros Geronimo is watching from Carson, California too. So what are we waiting for? Is for people who are not located or living in the States, and it's the other picture we're showing you is how it looks in different areas of the place, and it's in a picture. And people living abroad or Filipinos abroad, please tell your relatives and friends and family to go visit, because I think with all the restaurants and the food that I have tasted in different places, this is one of those that not to be missed. Sabi nga ng mga tao, it's 2 thumbs up, way up. Okay? Tapos kung i-score nyo naman to, between, I would say, 5 over 5 or 4 over 5. And a lot of times, yung mga past patrons who try this, including myself, I would say it's a place not to miss. It's a place, it's a go-to place because of the wonderful, unparalleled customer service, the curated, crafted menus and food, as well as this promo that is beyond compared to other restaurants and places that I've seen. Oh, sabi pa ni Elena, sabi ni Elena Lapid Salonga, let's have a dinner date there when I visit. Absolutely, let's go have dinner date there, and maybe we'll stay in one of the amazing rooms that they have. Sabi ni Carmelita, hi Josh, pag uwi ko sa Pilyas, kain ako diyan. Yes, for people watching us, yes, please do. Again, the owners are a combination. It's a group of wonderful people, business owners. They are very successful in their own field or in all their own endeavor. There's a physician in the group, and there's businessman, and there's businesswoman, an entrepreneur, an actor. Basta maganda, it's a combination, and one of these days I'll definitely interview them. I didn't have the chance to interview them because like what I mentioned earlier, it is the pandemic, but the restaurant is open. I was amazed on how it looks, and it's so clean, so neat, and you have to see it. And if you come visit, a lot of times they would request for you to give them a feedback, which is of course a welcoming for them, so they could always improve if there's any improvement. Kaya pa. That being said, okay, grabe, naka 1 hour agad tayo just talking about that. Tomorrow, thank you for those people watching us, and please spread the word. Let's show again the reservation number, Johan. It's located at 72 Mother Ignacia. It's Serendipity PH. It will be soon to be named as House of Ignacia para madaling tandaan. It's Ignacia Avenue, Mother Ignacia Avenue, so House of Ignacia. Tapos it's the number for reservation. They also accept walk-ins, pero to play safe na hindi kayo ma-turn away, it's always nice and it's always a good habit to make a reservation, and you could call their number at 0927-836-7424, or you could go to their Facebook page of Serendipity PH, or you could check their Instagram at Serendipity PH. And again, they always established a good safety protocol. Yun po ang maganda, parang at least not only na safe kayo when you're eating, and you're not endangering yourself, your friends, and especially your family. So yon ang ating topic for today. Tomorrow naman po, ang topic natin ng Kuya Josh at Jen would be ganito siya noon, paano ngayon. So ganito siya noon, paano kayo ngayon, ang kanyang title. The letter sender, maganda po, if you could watch the show tomorrow, if you're watching from the Philippines, it's 2 p.m. And if you're watching in the Pacific, in the US, in the Pacific area, it's going to be at 10 p.m. And also, if you're watching in different parts of the world, just check your local listing, depending on the area, at global po yung show. So just like this one. If you miss any of these shows, especially this show, na-miss ko, hindi ko alam yung number, you could always go back to our YouTube page or YouTube channel, PHLVradio.com, or you could always visit www.phlv.com. Yun po ang website. Now, may mga questions dito. Teka lang, basahin natin. Kasi I have 2 phones going on, one a Globe, and then the other one is Smart. So ang dami din kasi lang phone dito, and I'm getting calls from everyone. Sabi ni Cherry Aklan, it's a must-see restaurant. Nice ambience. Can't wait to try the 6-meal course. Yes, sabi ni Feli Alfien, watching from Seattle, Washington. Hi, Kuya Josh. Hi, Feli. Si Feli po ang proponent at owner ng Pinoy-style peanuts. Ayun, na lagi namin niloloko si Feli about that. Now, ang tanong po, yung tanong ng isang from Manila, do we have to make reservation in advance? Ang sagot po, yes, if possible, do it muna para reserve na po yun. And there's a certain deposit that you need to make, and it's always applied. The deposit is applicable po to your total bill. So, for example, you charge or as a deposit to guarantee your table, then whatever you put in, there's a certain amount. I'm not too familiar with it, but you can call also that number and they will tell you specific. Then whatever amount, the deposited amount will be definitely applied to your total bill. Now they said, what if we arrive at 9 o'clock? Can we still be served? Again, call that number. I would not know for the answer because I know what they told me is the kitchen closes at 9. But knowing them, they are very flexible because kasi nagka-pandemic po daw. If the pandemic didn't happen or the new level 3 alert didn't happen, then they could extend the hours, but they have to adhere whatever is the protocol given by the IATF here in the Philippines. May dress code ba raw po? Is there any dress code in the restaurant? As far as dress code, it's not your typical turo-turo. It's not like so. Of course, ang expectation po, if you're going to on the date night, of course you don't come na naka flip-flops or naka shorts or naka sando or t-shirt or anything that's not appropriate. So siguro naman po we use our best judgment on what is right as far as appearance. You saw how beautiful the restaurant is, how well conceptualized the atmosphere and the ambience and the food. So by that, alam nyo na po na siguro nobody naman would come in there with t-shirt at saka naka-shorts. Just observe lang po. Tapos ang tanong pa, do they accept Laika? I believe they do, but again, call. Do they accept credit cards? I believe they would be accepting because they just started in March. So eventually they're gonna be accepting. But I know they do GCash, which is very common here in the Philippines. And I of course they like cash if you could. And then what would you recommend, Kuya Josh, on the food? Ako favorite ko sa pizza was the spinach and cheese pizza, what was very, very good. Tapos of course I am a fan of the frute de mare, which is the pasta, which is so amazing. Yun ang paborito ko. For the drinks, addict na ako. I'm guilty as sin. I'm addicted to that Spanish latte they have. It's so ang sarap niya talaga. I'm always a believer of the other company that I go to. It's a coffee shop. It's a franchise. But nung natikman ko na to, I seldom go to that other place. Ito na yung aking go-to. Tapos, what about the only wine? Are those locally produced wine? No, they are French and Italian wines po. And that's why yung isang owner niya, yung isang owner nito ang talagang naghanap nitong mga wine na to to make it. He's one of the wine connoisseur. Talagang very mapili when it comes to wine. So, and then for the drop beer, what brand is that? Hindi ko po alam, but you can call that number and ask. But it's a promo 2, you buy 2 drop beers and you get 1. And then for the coffee, do they serve Barako coffee? Naku, hindi ko rin alam. I'll ask. Maybe once we interview the owners, we'll have that. Pero yung price nila, pero mo 2 for the price of 1, together with finger foods and nuts. 169. Ay, doon sa isang kumpanya pinupuntahan ko, for their grande, o yan, giveaway na yan. For their grande, it's already 160 to 180 and that's it, what you get. Okay? Now, yung naman po sa 6-course meal, you could go on the set menu and it's 1,500. Okay? What if on the set menu, I don't drink wine? You could avail of the other drinks if you want. But it comes with the set po, yung diniscuss natin kanina with the Serendipity set menu or the Phoenix menu, it comes with wine. But I believe adjustable naman po yung restaurant. And I really highly think that they could make adjustment if you are really not a wine drinker. And of course, they could easily give you iced tea. I've not tried their iced tea. Maybe I should. Now, as far as dessert, which one do you recommend? You know, I'm a fan of chocolate cake. So I'm very biased when it comes to the chocolate cake. But I would try maybe yung kanilang cherry jubilee. Maybe I'll try that next time. Now, for the soup, I'm a big fan of onion soup. So sarap yung onion soup nila. Kakaiba yung presentation. Now, for the entree, pakita natin yung entree. Grabe to, parang akong isasama mo dyan, ha? Yung tanong mo, dami mong tanong. Ako talaga, I'm a fan of seafood eh. So ang pinakalagi kong gustong-gusto is the baked tiger prawn. Yun ang paborito ko. So, and the portion of that tiger prawn is really big. Para na siyang mini lobster. And it's so flavorful. The chefs did a fantastic job. And the plating, it's much talaga. OA sa, sabi nga ng isang customer, ayaw ko nang galawin kasi picture-picture na lang. So sabi ko, well, I feel the same way and it's really, like what's happening nga ni Cherry, it's a must-see. It's a go-to place. It's a must-try. Tapos sabi ni Carmen Santos, mag-coffee na tayo dyan. Sabi ni Cherry Aklan, chocolate cake for me, please. Okay, sige na. Maraming salamat for those who watch us today. It is a pleasure to be able to introduce this fabulous, one-of-a-kind gem of a restaurant in the heart of Quezon City. And those po yung ginagawa natin dito sa show na to. We try to introduce, reintroduce, and make sure that they are globally known, world known. Dahil it is important that we support Filipino businesses, we support our own culture, we support our own talent, because I really firmly believe, and I said that in so many ways and so many times in so many shows, that I really believe that Filipinos by nature and by standard, we are definitely world class, not only in talents, but also in food, when it comes to food, in fashion, in other things in between. Yun, ang ating show for tonight. And I know there will be other shows na i-cover natin, other restaurants and it doesn't have to be on the fine dining side or the high-end side. We'll cover also, as a matter of fact, we're gonna cover one of these days, maybe in the next week or so. There's this pares that it's amazing food. Nakakaaliw na yung pares na ginawa before, where if you grew up in the Philippines or you visited, it's a pares in Retiro. They were able to put it together in such a fashion na para siyang gourmet, pero napakamura niya. But we'll talk about that in another time because I don't want naman na maiba yung trend ng topic natin away from Serendipity PH, soon to be named as House of IGNACIA. Okay, with that said, maraming salamat. I'm free again. I'm out of quarantine. We tested negative, and hopefully you guys are doing well as well. And you please safety protocol, observe it. This pandemic is not a joke. This virus is not a joke. Hindi po siya kalokohan like what other people. If you could get vaccinated, please do so. If you are already vaccinated, you wait I think 3 to 6 months and get your booster. It won't hurt. It's precaution. If you don't want to protect yourself, protect your loved ones, your family, your friends, and the neighboring people that you're dealing with. Kasi yung Omicron po, makalakas siya, makahawa talaga. Pero the good thing is, and you could read that, the experts are saying that hindi siya deadly. It's just like you'll have sniffles, you will have colds or coughs, a fever at the max. But if you are vaccinated, but if you are not vaccinated, that's a different story. Okay? Maraming salamat sa inyong pakikinig, panonood. This is so exciting for me to be out and about. At like I once said, please do watch us tomorrow, the Ate Jen, Dear Kuya Josh, Ate Jen at 2 p.m. if you're watching in the Philippines, and if not, in any parts of the world, it's 10 p.m. And then in different parts of the world too, just check your local channel as well. And before I close any of the shows, I always advise, my always nugget of wisdom is be kind. You can never go wrong with kindness, and any act of kindness that you do to others, I guarantee you it will come back to you. And that said, magandang hapon, magandang umaga, magandang tanghali, at magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Good night, good morning, good afternoon. Hello world. God bless us all. Thank you, and thank you for viewing and for supporting all of PHLV radio shows. Magandang araw sa inyo.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.